My name is Darrel Glasper. I'm coming to you this afternoon to talk about the Gateway Southern University project. This project I am naming after one of my friends who I've been knowing for a long time. His name was Joe Terrell. Joe Terrell was the Commissioner of Administration for the state of Louisiana under Governor Edwin Edwards. Edwin Edwards once told me Joe was probably one of the most brilliant minds that he had ever met. And that is an accomplishment coming from a four-time governor. Mr. Terrell also served as the chairman of the Board of Supervisors for Southern University. And all that man wanted was that university to thrive. He wanted young people to have the opportunity to flourish in the state of Louisiana and make that institution one of the greatest institutions this world will ever know. Well, in September of 2023, the then governor, John Bell Edwards, received this letter. It was a letter from the United States Department of Agriculture, and that letter indicated that Southern University, an historical land-grant college, was underfunded for a number of years in the tune of about $1.2 billion. And no one, not a politician, not a businessman, not a community activist, no one in almost 2 years now have said one word about the funding that is due that university. As an alumnus and a proud alumnus of Southern University, I think it's time now for us to start talking about what we can do as citizens of the state of Louisiana and rectifying what I think is a historical wrong to be underfunded in that amount of money. The one thing that baffles me is the fact that I can understand that the administration who inherited this problem from the old administration, I can understand the Republican Party, both in the House and the Senate, not saying anything. But for the life of me, I cannot understand how our elected officials, how our appointed officials, how our officials in education and all of the other entities around the state have not broached a word. I have floated this ideas for months. I've spoken to people around the nation, especially in those states that have HBCUs that was also underfunded. That was a number of colleges and universities that was underfunded by their prospective states, and it was 16 in total. So 15 other organizations were underfunded at some capacity at some point. I will be putting together a task force of 15 members. I will be releasing later today a press release indicating what we are attempting to do to make sure that Southern is placed in its rightful place in the higher educational system in the state of Louisiana. I look forward to working with the state, working with elected officials, working with the education community, the business community, and more than anything else, the young people of the state of Louisiana, especially those that have attended the historical university in the past and those who are future leaders, organizers, researchers, those individuals that we're going to take care of both. So I look forward to giving you a 5-point plan. Each of the plans will be released one at a time to show you what I think that we can do to rectify this historical wrong. Thank you. What motivated me is simple: urgency and justice. We at a crossroads where the truth about long-standing disparities at our historical black colleges and universities, especially Southern University, can no longer be ignored. The numbers are finally public. The moment demands accountability, and we owe it to the students, the faculty, and generations past and future to address it now, not later. This isn't just about catching up. It's about correcting a historical wrong. The land grant system was created to ensure equal educational opportunities, especially in agriculture, science, and engineering, through public funding. Southern University is Louisiana 1890 land grant institution established to serve black students. But for decades, the state has consistently underfunded it while fully supporting its counterpart, LSU. That imbalance has widened over time. Southern has been shortchanged by over $1.2 billion. That's not just an oversight, that's systematic neglect. The $1.2 billion figure comes from a federal review that compares state matching funding for land grant institutions. Every year, states are supposed to match federal land grant dollars, dollar for dollar. Louisiana State University received its full match nearly every year. Southern did not. Over more than 30 years, this missing funding have added up. It wasn't one decision, it was repeated annually. Decisions that slightly drained Southern of what was rightfully owed to it. The money should have gone to buildings, world-class labs, hiring top faculty, expanding research, creating scholarships, and improving student life. It should have gone toward giving Southern students the same level of opportunities, exposure, and support that their peers across town at Louisiana State University received. Instead, our students have been able to do more with less, and while they have done so with resilience and brilliance at the same time, they should have not had to do so. It's both. Yes, this is about financial justice, but it's also about dignity, equity, and the state of Louisiana finally treating Southern and its students as they should have been treated like the other students. This is about recognizing excellence that's always existed at HBCUs, despite being underfunded and overlooked. Money matters, but so does acknowledgement of past failures. And this fight is about fixing the numbers and restoring Southern to its rightful dignity. Because it was never truly built to serve them. The system is layered with bureaucracy, competition for limited resources, and the lack of coordination between institutions. Instead of providing a clear, supportive pathway from high school to career, the system created roadblocks, especially for Black and low-income students. Whether it's limited transfer options, inadequate advising, or underfunded institutions, the results is the same. Talent is being left behind, not because of ability, but because of access. They get stuck. A 2-year degree should be a stepping stone, not a dead end. But right now, many students who earn associate's degrees are left with credits that do not transfer clearly, few options to continue their education, and no clear pathway to a 4-year degree or a sustainable career. The interruption in their progress can lead to economic instability, lost confidence, and dreams deferred. And too often, it means generational opportunities are lost as well. Louisiana community colleges and technical colleges were designed to be close to the people, to train and uplift communities. But increasingly, it operates like being in a silo, disconnect from 4-year HBCUs, disconnected from local employers, and disconnected from the live realities of the students it meant to serve. Many campuses do not reflect the diversity of their neighborhoods. Curriculum often aren't aligned with actual job market or transfer agreements. The system has prioritized output over outcome, enrollment numbers over meaningful impact. Fragmentation doesn't just cost dollars, it costs futures. When systems do not align, students fall through the cracks. That means missed degrees, missed jobs, missed home ownership, and missed wealth building opportunities. It means parents who cannot provide better for their children, not because they didn't try, but because the system was too complex or may have been underfunded to support them. These aren't just policy failures, they're generational wounds. And if we do not fix them, we are locking future generations out of the promise of high educational opportunities altogether. The Southern Gateway College's vision is about building a unified, student-first system that provides a clear and supportive path from community college to a 4-year degree at Southern University. What makes it transformative is the intentional alignment. It turns scattered educational options into a streamlined, equitable pipeline. It connects students where students start to where they want to go without barriers, lost credits, or unnecessary delays. These campuses serve three of the largest urban centers in Louisiana: Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Shreveport, and they enroll thousands of Black low-income students and first-generation college students. They are key access points for higher education in communities that have historically been underserved. By integrating them into the Southern University system, we are creating a structure that meets students where they are and take them to their future. This model eliminates common dropout points by offering dual admissions, shared academic advising, automatic credit transfer, and easily engagement with four-year faculty and programming. It is not just about getting students in the door. It's about keeping them on a path, graduating, and connecting them to jobs. When systems work together, students stay engaged and they stay enrolled. Students will have expanded access to Southern University's research, leadership development, internship, and dual enrollment pathways, even if they start at a two-year college. They'll get more real-world experience, more mentoring, and earlier exposure to career-building opportunities. This integration doesn't just expand the classroom, it expands their futures. It means more affordable, reliable, and supported route to a bachelor's degree. Families will see their children set up for success without having to leave their cities, start over at new institutions, or rack up large debts. This plan offers stability, support, and a stronger bridge from education to opportunities, all rooted in their own community. The legislature must pass a bill authorizing the transition of Baton Rouge Community College and Technical College in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Shreveport into the Southern University system. That includes reassigning governance from Louisiana state and technical colleges and enabling structure and financial realignment. This is about writing equity into the law, ensuring policy matches the promise of opportunities. With legislative approval, Phase 1 could begin within 12 to 18 months. Complete integration, if we do believe in integration, and integrating these systems, curriculum, financial aid, and administration could take 3 to 5 years. But earlier wins like joining, advising, and dual admissions can start quickly, creating momentum for the start of a great institution of higher learning for Southern University system. Yes, change invites resistance. There may be political pushback or fear about losing control or tradition, but the biggest risk is doing nothing. We are building coalitions with students, families, faculty, and policymakers to make sure this isn't just an idea. It becomes law and it lives for the good of the entire state. A huge one. As a land grant system, Southern can draw more federal funds from the USDA and other Department of Education and other entities of the federal government. Integrating these campuses strengthen our eligibility and our capacity to deliver for the students of this state. Federal partners can help turn this from an innovation idea into a national model for all of the other states that have been historically underfunded. I would say every breakthrough in our history started as too ambitious. Ending segregation was called impossible. Desegregating schools too, but people moved away. What truly is impossible is continuing to allow our students to be shortchanged and telling them to wait. We have the data, the vision, and now we have the will. Ambition isn't the enemy. Apathy is. As we refuse to accept this, it is a great misjustice to the students of this state. Speak up. This movement needs voices, not just a capital, but in churches, on campuses, and at kitchen tables. Call your legislators, organize alumni chapters, invite leaders to community forums, share the message online. When everybody speaks up with one voice, even the most powerful institutions have to listen. This plan won't move because of politics. It'll move because of people. Community media is the heartbeat of truth-telling. You amplify the stories that mainstream outlets often overlook. Keep asking the hard questions. Keep inviting elected officials to go on the record. Keep covering the gap in funding, the barriers students face, and the people pushing for a change. When you shed light, it's harder for anyone in power to hide from their responsibilities. We need you. Your degree comes from a school that has done more with less for decades. Now it's time to help it do more with more. You are proof that Southern created excellence, even when underfunded. So imagine what's possible when it's fully supported and funded. Whether you give your time, your talent, or your resources, your involvement can shape the future for the next generation of Jaguars. Thank you very much.